All right, check one, two, check one, two. Hey, there I am. What's going on, everybody? BrettMan here from Good Road Hunting, here to bring you episode 23. I gotta do things a little different. I'm actually not in my car this time for a Fright Bite. So first time ever in Fright Bites here. I am here in the comforts of my own home. I am off this week, but again, I'm here to bring you episode 23 of Fright Bites Live. There we go, where you all get to ask me anything you want. And this is the Christmas week episode of it because guess what, everybody? Shocker, Christmas is already here. So this is where you all get to ask me anything Christmas related. We could talk about Christmas movies, Christmas horror movies, Christmas traditions, Christmas gifts, because I got to answer a question for Adrian. I just don't want to answer that yet until he is in the chat. So just whatever you all want to talk about this Christmas edition, or if you just want to just talk about anything that you all want, that's okay too. So hopefully everybody's doing great, and hopefully everybody is having great Christmas plans in store for this week, and hopefully you all have been good and not naughty. So let's say hello to everybody here in the chat. We got Ashton. What's going on there, Ashton? Just reminding people to not forget to slash that like button, to subscribe to this awesome channel, to hype up the video, which you can only hype up a live stream after the live stream is over. So when this live stream is over, which I'm thinking about going like a little longer since I'm in the comforts of my own home and I really got nothing on my plate today, except for some real horror award editing and all that. But because right before here, I was working on the memoriam for Good Row Hunting, and man, just some of the people we've lost already, it's just making me sad. And I've only really got through 2 months already, and I got another 10 months to go to see who else we lost for this year of 2025. So it's not the easiest part to work on, but I just wanted to do something to memorize those that we lost for this past year. So hype up the video or this live stream after the live stream is over, and of course share the stream, because all this right here, as you see right here, all of that absolutely helps the channel grow, and we cannot grow without your all's help. So if you're new here to Good Row Hunting or Fright Bites Live, give us a chance, consider us just hitting that subscribe button, just give us a chance to see if we can brighten your day, or we can put a smile on your face like the Joker. Not like anything sadistic or anything like that, but anyway, thank you, Ashton, for reminding everybody to do that. Chester, what's going on there, Chester? How are you doing, buddy? We got La Mantra. What's going on there, La Mantra? How are you doing? We got Cody Snyder saying happy holidays to all. Happy holidays to you as well, good sir. Kill the credits. Keelan, what's going on there, Keelan? How are you doing? We had a great time last night over on the Chills and Thrills YouTube channel, which is pretty much the YouTube channel where it's my individual. I'm doing a little wink because I do have a special announcement when it comes to Chills and Thrills, but I'm just going to make y'all wait a little bit longer. So be sure to pay attention to Sunday's stream over at Chills and Thrills when we do a Krampus watch party. And I can't announce this particular news alone, so I had to bring on a special guest for that one. So we are officially adding Keelan to that special guest watch party for Krampus on Sunday at 8 o'clock Eastern time over on the Chills and Thrills. And he's going to help me with this particular announcement because this is pretty big stuff. So you do not want to miss it. So Keelan, hopefully everything's going good with you. We got Gory Tiger. What's going on there, Gory? How are you doing? Hopefully all is well. We got Paula. What's going on there, Paula? How are you doing? We got Eli Cortez. What's going on there, Eli Cortez? How are you doing, Eli? I love lamp. he knows what I'm getting at there. So let's see here. How dare you make us wait? Well, I gotta let you all kind of earn it a little bit, just a little bit. But trust me, it's gonna be worth it for something we got brewing over at Chills and Thrills. All right, and that is all. Oh, we got Mark Jones. What's going on there, Mark Jones? How are you doing, my friend? Hopefully all is going well. Gotta get a little sip real quick. Speaking of sips, I do have a poll in the comment section right now asking you guys, so what is your go-to holiday drink? Curious about that. I'm curious to see what your all's poll and the poll results are going to be. So I'm here at my computer, so I actually get to pay better attention to the poll. And I'm also going to be doing a better job trying to get your all some questions in as well, getting them started and everything, getting them displayed. Because again, everything is a lot easier from a computer versus a cell phone. Guarantee you on that. So again, I plan on trying to go an hour and a half to 2 hours today, just depending on what the flow of the chat is indeed going to be. And plus, this is a Christmas special too, a special at Fright Bites Live. So let's go ahead and get to any questions that you all have. So go ahead, drop them in the comments section. What questions do we have? I'm just going to check out the poll real quick. Okay. Okay, I figure we had a little bit more votes. So I was assuming a little bit more votes on the eggnog. So far, hot chocolate is dominating the poll. Will that stay? We'll find out. All right, let's see here. As the questions start rolling in, yes, I am working on some, again, the Real Horror Awards. The nomination list is super close to being done. And once it gets done, and let me actually get a calendar up for me real quick so I can let you all know. My plan is to release the form. It's going to be a form, that is a Google form of the Real Horror Awards, where you all will get to cast your votes. That will be officially released on January the 5th, and that poll will go all the way until Friday, January the 9th, at midnight, towards close to midnight, 11:59 p.m. on the dot. That's when that nomination form it will be closed, and that way I can get all the results to my 25 lovely presenters, and they can record their tapes, send them in to me. I'll edit them up, and then again we'll have a great time at the Real Horror Awards, which again, just as a reminder, that is going to be hosted on February the 12th of 2026 at 8 o'clock Eastern time. That is when our Real Horror Awards show is going to be. And we decided to do that too because I understand our friend Sam over at Our Life in Horror. She and a couple of other guests are also doing a horror awards show as well. And I know that's going to be on February the 5th. So our original goal was going to be February the 5th, but we wanted to respect Our Life in Horror and Sam for what they're trying to do as well, because this is their first year of doing a horror awards show too, which that actually sends me a great reminder after this stream. I need to go ahead and do something for her because I promised I would. So that's also a great reminder to me as well. So again, so be sure to check that because I'm sure they're going on Thursday, February the 5th, in the Real Horror Awards, which I believe, so 23, 24. This is the 4th annual Real Horror Awards that is coming up on February the 12th. So we're close to that 5-year anniversary of the Real Horror Awards, which, trust me, on the 5-year anniversary, I'm going to try something big on it. So that's stuff on that. So let me say what's going on here in the chat. Oh, there we go. Camera, don't move on me. So let's see here. What else we got here? We got the lovely Leanna. What's going on there, Leanna? How are you doing? Saying people are doing eggnog dirty in this poll. Yeah, again, I've kind of got my love for the eggnog recently. Like I would say about a year or two ago. And I had my first true eggnog, and even a dirty eggnog, if you know what I mean. And I really enjoy it. It has a really good taste to it, and it just hits differently during the holiday season. So yeah, can we get some more votes on for the eggnog, please? Spider John, dude, what's going on, man? How are you doing? Hopefully all is going well with you. You have been doing such great work getting the horror news out. And you think everybody with me that Rotten Tomatoes, Regal, Bloody Disgusting, Deadline, they are my major source of the horror news. That is false information. This awesome creator right here, he gets the horror news out there just as quickly as some of those other major sources. So, John, if you want to just drop your Instagram link into the comment section, I'll get that pinned for you. And so, in fact, we can have people following your Instagram account and also getting that horror news very, very quickly. But I am so happy you're here and hanging out with us. Again, hopefully everything's going well with you, my friend. Let's see here. All right. Just scrolling here real quick, just to getting some of these questions in. And also, I'll need to say hello to my lovely wrench woman, Brooke. What's going on there, Brooke? How are you doing? Hopefully, all is going well with you. Let's see here. Who else we got in here? Just double checking. Yeah, and Brooke did had a birthday recently, so if you forgot to wish Brooke a happy birthday, be careful. She might be coming after you. Unless if you wish her a happy belated birthday, then I'm sure all will be forgiven. But yeah, Brooke, hopefully you had a wonderful birthday a couple of days ago. See here, who else we got? Let's see here. I love Sam. She's so sweet. Ain't she though? She is definitely a kind-hearted individual. And I'm just a fan of what she and Brendan do over at Our Life in Horror. I appreciate what they do. I enjoy with what they do. They are coming out with really good content as of late. So again, you just need to go subscribe over to the lovely two people over at Our Life in Horror. Which Ashton, if you want to post their link as well, please be sure to do that. Or any of my rich men or women. Speaking of rich women, we got Jamie Hart. What's going on there, Jamie? How are you doing? Hopefully, all is going well with you. I did get your message, and I will look at that email here shortly after the stream is over, and I appreciate you. See here, we got Chad. What's going on there, buddy? How are you doing? Hopefully, all is going well with you. We're just chilling for special Fright bites. Again, going about it is. Let's see here. What time is it right now? It is 1:13, so I'm planning on going to about 2:30 or even 3 o'clock, depending on what the chat activity looks like. It all just depends. So if you all want to party for a long time, we will party for a long time. It's Christmas week, baby. Yeah. Chester, I should sue the NFL. Dude, you should sue those referees because for a final play to end on an offensive pass interference, which I think from my understanding of the rule, that a penalty should not end the football game, whether it's an offense or a defensive flag. So yeah, your Lions yesterday, in my humble opinion, you all got screwed. Oh, dude, you're so welcome, man. So again, once I see your link, or if anybody that knows you wants to share your Instagram link, I'll be sure to get that pinned in the comments section. Let's see here. Heather, what's going on there, Heather? How are you doing? Saying Team Eggnog. The eggnog pie from Publix slaps. Uh, get it while you can. Having a slice as soon as I lay Riley down for her nap because I do not want to share. And Heather, you became my favorite parent that I know. So that is great strategy, and I do not blame you. More of the eggnog pie for you. So Heather, hopefully all is going well with you, and I appreciate you being here. And of course, I appreciate everybody being here as well. It's not just trying to single out Heather because Heather's been really nice this year. But I just want to say that everybody in the comments section, there's 15 people watching right now, and I appreciate each and every single one of you. And I'm about to get to the questions here soon. So if I see any more questions in the chat, I will be sure to star them. And I promise you, I'll get to each and every single one of those questions. Keelan says cider makes me feel icky and eggnog has grown on me, but hot cocoa is superior. Dude, especially if you could get that particular hot cocoa with the tiny, tiny bit of marshmallows, dude, that's where it's at. So I would vote personally with me of hot cocoa as well. But with eggnog, that would be my second vote as well. Let's see here. Okay, Ashton has got Spider John's Instagram link for J Studios. That's what it is for J Studios. That's the Instagram account. So I am going to start this right now while I'm thinking about it. Let's see here. Where did the link go? There it is. So let's see here. There we go. We got that officially pinned. So again, for all the horror news, faster than Bloody Disgusting and faster than Deadline, you need to follow that Instagram account because again, he does an awesome job with everything that he does. All right, let's see here. Ooh, I was told that A24's The Back Rooms will have a body horror element. Hey, sign me up. Again, I'm not the biggest body horror fan that like out there. I know there's some people who are just obsessed with the body horror. It's just not one of my strongest of the horror genre. But I will say, if it's A24, I am absolutely giving it a shot. Let's see here. What else we got? Ashton sharing our life and horrors channel. Thank you so much. Brooke sharing Keelan's channel. Thank you so much. We got a couple more questions here. Uh, let's see. I voted hot chocolate because I like chocolate and put whipped cream in it to make it a little creamy teen hot chocolate. Ooh, hey, if it's that kind of like that, if it's that like whipped cream that comes out of the can to put in the hot chocolate, I need your recipe, my friend. That's all I gotta say. Body horror isn't something I can watch all the time. And Chad, I'm with you. So it's going to have to take something really special from a body horror film in order for me to give it a chance. Like The Substance, for example, when my friend Jason Smith over at Sinister Cinema Reviews, he was telling me about this movie. I was like, yeah, I'm not so sure about the body horror elements. I'm not the biggest fan of it. He goes, dude, trust me, this one hits a little different. And I watched it and it absolutely hit differently as The Substance is. I will say, my favorite body horror film I have ever seen, even over The Fly from 1986, when it comes to the body horror genre of the horror genre. So, Chad, I'm with you. I can't watch it all the time, but if that one special movie does come around, I will absolutely give it a chance. Let's see here. Who else we got? Spiked cider or spiked hot chocolate. Chad, why do you always you're just I bet you're over here with your spiked hot chocolate, just you're stirring it, buddy. You are just stirring the cup, my friend. Keep stirring away, my friend. See here. All right, I think I'm all the way caught up here. So let me get to a couple of questions as some more questions are going to be rolling in here. Chester, your first question is going to be what is your favorite Christmas dish to eat? And also, what Christmas movies are you rewatching? My one thing before I can watch any horror movie or any Christmas movies, I got to clean off my work desk because I just saw a bunch of crumbs on it and that's really disgusting. So sorry, that's why I got distracted. I was like, where are all these crumbs coming from? Must be all the quesadillas I've been eating. But let's get to your question. Christmas dish to eat. Actually, I am making it tomorrow, Chester. Me and my mom, we are going to be making a prime rib. And we're going to do prime rib with some little bitty potatoes and what else? A broccoli casserole and some homemade rolls. And dude, I'm just telling you, the prime rib that we got in store for tomorrow is going to be legendary. And I promise you, I will take pictures of this beautiful prime rib. That's just going to be the perfect medium rare. Perfect medium rare. Also, what Christmas movies are you rewatching? See here, I already rewatched one already. I always watch Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas every December. It doesn't have to be a particular date. I just get it in for the month of December. I will also watch the traditional Grinch from the 50s. I'm saving a particular time this week to do that because that's the first movie I was ever introduced. Not just Christmas, but any movie ever. That was the first movie I was ever introduced. So that movie just has like a lot of feels for me because without that 25 minutes special of perfection, would I be a fan of movies? So that's just a thing that I always like tend to think about. So I'm going to be rewatching that one, and I do have plans of rewatching Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas as well, because I do have a special memory with my late grandmother who passed away 2 years ago. Actually, yesterday was the anniversary of that. I lost my grandmother 2 years ago, and I remember she took me to go see Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas in the theater. So that was a special memory as well. And so I will give that a rewatch this week as well. So great question to start off these line of questionings here. Ashen, question. How about those Patriots? Dude, normally I would say fuck the Patriots, but here's the deal. I like this Patriots team. I like Vrabel as the head coach. That is just it's crazy to me that the Tennessee Titans and the Falcons both bombed on him. Like meaning the Titans bombed on him by not giving him a fair chance, and the Falcons just being idiots and not signing him to be their head coach. So the Patriots got a steal of a coach. They got a quarterback that actually is going to be turning out to be a really strong quarterback for the league because I'm pretty sure he just passed Drake May, that is 405 passing yards yesterday against the Ravens. Holy shnikes on that. So, dude, I'm excited for this Patriot football team, but if there's a football team at this point that I will indeed be cheering for, it's going to be Braden's Bears because, like, he's one of my best friends. So you got to support your best friends when you can. And plus, I like when the Bears are good. It's always refreshing seeing the Chicago Bears always having a good football team. Would it be would it be their year this year? I guess time will only tell, but how crazy would it be? And how many of you would have it on your NFL bingo card? The Bears and the Patriots in the Super Bowl. How freaking insane that would be. But Ashton, congratulations to your Patriots, my friend. Let's see here. And Heather says, who do we have going to the Super Bowl? Hey, speaking of which, Dallas officially got eliminated last night. And Heather, I'm glad Dallas got eliminated because they cheated against my Chiefs on that Thanksgiving special by paying the referees more than what the Chiefs usually pay the referees. So I'm still angry on that, but they got their karma. They're eliminated from the playoffs. But for my Super Bowl, I'm going to here's what my gut's telling me on the Super Bowl. My gut is going to be telling me right now it's the Chicago Bears versus the Denver Broncos. And I know I absolutely hate to say that because I'm a Chiefs fan and we hate those donkeys over in Denver. But I'm just telling you what Denver has going on right now is absolutely scary as all stand out because they are a really good football team with a really good coach who won a Super Bowl. So if anybody has that experience, it can really go the distance. It is absolutely Denver because I think they're the best overall built football team. So I think I would have Denver over the Bears, even though, again, I will super put all my good luck powers in the world to the Chicago Bears in order for them to win. So good questions to start out. So let me go all the way back up to my comic section here to see if I miss any questions or if anybody else new has popped in. Let's see here. See here. Denise, what's going on there, Denise? How are you doing? Hopefully all is going well. Saying good morning, everyone. Happy Christmas week, BrettMan. No work today. That's awesome, Denise. I am so happy you got no work today. I got no work for the entirety of this week. So we are just living the high life there, Denise. And Denise, I need a favor from you tonight because my fantasy championship really depends on it, okay? I need your San Francisco 49ers to absolutely shut down Jonathan Taylor, the running back from the Indianapolis Colts. If you can do that for me, my Christmas wish will come true and to win my 11th fantasy football championship. So that is what I need from the San Francisco 49ers tonight is a dominant run defense performance. So Denise, I'm going to be the biggest 49ers fan tonight. So I'm just letting you know that because I know you love your 49ers. All right, what else we got here? We got Gene Whitcomb. What's going on there, Gene? How are you doing? Chad is making some sugar-free chocolate pies. I'm excited to see how dude, send me a picture of that because first off, I need to see if it's really true if you do indeed bake, which I know you bake in another thing, but I need to see you bake in the actual kitchen. So please send me a picture and just let me know how those chocolate pies turn out because I bet you're going to nail it. All right, let's see here. J Studios, I got your comment starred here for a minute. We'll get to that here shortly. let's see what we got. Chat's gonna be rewatching Jingle All the Way. Dude, that would be a good one to rewatch. Let's see here. I'll count that question there. So let's see here. See, I'm already excited. I totally forgot if I said hello to you or not, but just in case, Gene Whitcomb, what's going on there, Gene? How are you doing? Hopefully, all is going well for you. I do got your question started, and I will get there here shortly. Mikey, what's going on there, Mikey? One of the OG followers of Good Real Hunting. So, here's a sip to you. Very good. So, Mikey, what's going on? As long as the Bills don't go to the Super Bowl, and here's the deal, Chad, I know you and I are like apples to oranges on this. I really enjoy Josh Allen. I think he's a good guy. He's a good quarterback. I know he complains a good amount, but it is what it is. But if there is a time where I really want him to win the Super Bowl because he, to me, in my opinion, deserves to win the Super Bowl, this is his year to do it. However, I just don't see that happening, honestly. I just don't think the Bills are a great overall, like a great team. I think they're just a really good team. I just don't think that they're indeed a great team. So I don't think that's why I do not think the Bills are going to be going to the Super Bowl this year because I just don't think they have enough to make that run. But if anybody can prove me wrong, that's Josh Allen. Boo the Bears, they stole Ben Johnson from Detroit. Well, Chester, if we're going to be honest, I don't think they stole him. I think Ben Johnson was a free agent when it came to his position, and the Bears made a fair offer. I was just surprised that Ben Johnson didn't take that deal 2 years ago. That's what I was really surprised with. But hey, they got him now, and it looks like to me, Ben Johnson was that ultimate factor in Detroit. Because no offense, Detroit, they're still a good football team, but the thing is, they're not as good as they used to be. And you know what? That's okay. I'm sure the Detroit Lions will build up and try again next year. If that is if they miss out on the playoffs, because I think my understanding they're still in it, but they need a lot to happen, mainly for the Packers losing 2 games. I think that's what they need. See here. Don't say why not say 49ers? I thought you were a 49ers fan. So let me know, Denise. Why should I not say don't say 49ers? Or should I just say San Francisco? Hey, there you rascal, you. Cody is off for a week himself. Hell yeah, Cody. So, Cody, you got any special plans for this week? Share with the class. Share with the class. It is 8:30 p.m. in South Africa. Oh, wow, dude. So let's see here. Calculations here is 1:30. So we got about a 7-hour time difference, dude. So wow. So I appreciate you spending your night with us, which we're right now spending our afternoon. So it's always great having different supporters all around the world for supporting Good Real Hunting. Let's see here. I'm just okay. I'm scrolled all the way down, so I am officially caught up. So let me see here. I got about 2 more. I got 2 questions just are rolling in. Let's see here. J Studio says, which Black Christmas movie do you prefer, the original or the 2006 remake? Well, this is a very easily answer here. God, I can't even talk. I'm so excited today. Easy answer there. It's going to be the original Black Christmas from 1974. And I did a lot of these kind of like the explanation of why from last night's stream over at Chills and Thrills as me, Keelan, Braden, Destiny watched the original Black Christmas from 1974, Bob Clark's Black Christmas. It's just to me, I like what the remake was trying to do, is trying to be different while also just, just honoring the original. It's just, I think the direction that they went with like the yellow Billy and the skin cookies and all that, it honestly just does not work for me, and just it really puts me off. But the main thing that the remake does have going for it is the female cast that they got with Katie Cassidy, Michelle Trachtenberg, if I'm pronounce that last name right. Mary Elizabeth Wednesday, and much, much more on that. That's mainly what I like about the 2006 remake is the female cast that they got for it. But just that original classic with the mood and atmosphere, the tension, the phone calls from Billy, Olivia Hussey just giving a great performance, Margot Kidder with a good performance as Barb in that movie as well. It's just, I just enjoyed the original more for what it is versus the 2006 remake for what it was trying to do. I just prefer what the original did. But I will say for both of these movies, way better than that massive dog shit from a horse's ass called Black Christmas for 2019. That movie can go to hell and die. See here. Gene Whitaco says, question, how are you doing, Brett? Well, I'm doing just perfect. I got a week off, so this will give me time to work on some real horror awards to get a early head start on it. So things could be a little easier for me in January because you never know what a month could bring to you. So that's why if you got to get a head start on something, and you got the time to do it. So be sure to have the time to do it. And this is my time to do it. I was working on the memoriam right before I hit that live button here. And again, it's not a very easy thing to make, but I just know it's a very important thing to make. So hopefully I'm going to be doing a good job with this and the rest of the Real Horror Awards. So I'm looking forward to the show, and we'll see what we can do to bring you all an excellent Real Horror Awards show coming in February the 12th at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. All right, let me scroll up here and see what else we got in the comments section here. All right, Chester, I got that question. Evil Alex, what's going on there, Evil? How are you doing, my friend? Saying, I like that he didn't give Black Christmas 2019 an option. Yeah, absolutely not. And I wasn't originally going to mention them because I even hate just when that title of a piece of shit movie comes out of my mouth. So I don't try to say it very often. But yeah, that movie, honestly, dog shit from a horse's ass. It's awful. It disrespects what came before it. And if it just was called a different title, it could have had a better chance and a better, different opinion on it. But just the direction that director was trying to go with that movie wasn't the biggest fan on. Not the ideology, it's just the way that they went about that idea. I just honestly do not prefer at all with that approach because there are better ways to do it. If you want a good example of it, it's a Battle Alita, Battle. Someone help me out with that. It's like Alita Battle Angel. I think it's something close to that. So make fun of me if I just butchered that movie title. But what that movie did is what 2019 should have done in its own unique way. So yeah, this movie right here. Last time I'll mention it for the rest of this stream. Dog shit from a horse's ass. Aaron Click, what's going on there, Aaron? How are you doing, buddy? Hopefully all is going well with you. What else we got in here? Let's see here. Jamie and Chad just having a little fun, bantering each other between Chiefs and Bills talk. There you go. I was saying, don't say 49ers. Don't make it to the Super Bowl because my heart was broken in the words of Adam Sandler, the god of the Chiefs. No, hey, the 49ers did clinch the playoffs yesterday, and if they can just stay healthy, they do got a shot. I would just say when those playoffs start, it's a brand new season and it's anybody's ball game. So what I'll just say to you is best of luck to your 49ers. Destiny, what's going on there, Destiny? How are you doing? I'm at work right now, so can't stay long, but wanted to say hi. Well, thank you so much, Destiny, for saying hi, and hopefully work goes by super quick for you, so you can get back home and enjoy this is Christmas week, so hopefully you're going to have a great Christmas week, Destiny, and appreciate you for taking some time off from work or taking a break from work to say hi to us. We appreciate you. And we'll go about like past again, we're going to try to end it around 2:30 or 3. So if you've got extra time during that time, if you want to come back, great. If not, not a big deal at all. Again, appreciate you saying hi. All right. Let's see here. Courtney Reed. What's going on there, Courtney Reed? How are you doing, buddy? Hopefully all is going well with you. What porch lights are we telling a team to turn off this time around? So who are we turning those front porch lights off now? Are we doing it for the Dallas Cowboys? So who are we turning those front porch lights off? Which team? All right. I'm just getting some more questions in. I feel like I suck at my job, so not feeling too hot right now. Well, Destiny, again, you are starting a brand new job, so again, it's going to take time for you to adjust to that new job. So when you once you get the kink of it down, which again, practice makes perfect, and it's just over time things will get better. So I just know that just keep working at it, give it your best, and I promise you that you are going to be great at it. So just give it some time and just keep working towards it. We know you can do it. Hmm. If anyone's interested, there's a Christmas zombie movie called Idle Girl on Tubi and the Roku channel. I have a small cameo as the shopper in the record store. Ooh, Aaron, you need to share. Yeah, absolutely. I gotta write that down because I plan on watching another kind of like Tubi Christmas movie because I already fulfilled one promise today, so I gotta fulfill another promise. Earlier, oh, I'll get to that movie here in a little bit. The one Destiny recommended for me to watch because I got some thoughts on it. So let me write this down, Aaron. Let's see here. Idle girl on Tubi. So there we go. Thank you so much for that. And of course, the other movie is Heather's Christmas suggestion movie of I Will Always Know What You Did Last Christmas, which again, as you could probably already assume, it's a little bit of a knockoff from I Know What You Did Last Summer. So I got to see what in the world that is all about. And I promised Heather I would watch it. I get off at 2 at my time. Sorry, I get off at 2 at my time, so you might be done, but I gotta go later, guys. Later, Destiny. Again, have a great time and just again give it your best. That's all you can do. So thank you so much. Let's see here. There we go. I gotta get some more of these questions here. And again, I know we're going off of a weird day, but Wednesday is Christmas Eve, and of course, you already guessed that no good real live on Thursday, because that is Christmas. So we will try. We are planning, trying to plan a Patreon and YouTube member personal live stream. I would think the same next week. We're going to aim for that. But yeah, so just stay patient with us. It's the holiday season. So when we know officially where we're going to have a good real live, I will let you all know. And this is my best day to do the Fright Bites versus Wednesday on Christmas Eve because that's when everybody's going to be busy. So appreciate you being everybody just working with us and are just being flexible with us. We appreciate you. But when it comes to January, we're going to get everything back on the right time and the right schedule. Weekly on Thursdays at 8 o'clock Eastern time and Fright Bites weekly on Wednesdays at 2 o'clock Eastern time. Oh, and also at 6 o'clock today, speaking, I've got good rule on my mind. 6 o'clock today, we will be releasing our pre recorded video for the top 5 winter horror movies. So that will be expected to head your all's way at 6 o'clock today. And I do apologize for my Patreon and YouTube members. I did not release that yesterday because I was very busy yesterday, and I do apologize for not dropping that video. Again, it's the holiday season, things are crazy. So again, when things just calm down from the holiday season, I promise you we'll get back fulfilling perks, dropping videos when we're supposed to, and going live when we're supposed to. So again, thank you all so much for just being flexible with us. Thanks, Brett, man. I'm going to need some of that prime rib. Well, come to East Tennessee. If there's any leftovers, I would be happy to provide you with some prime rib. Yo, Adrian, how you doing? What's going on there, Adrian? I was just waiting on you, my friend, because I owe you a promise to answer your question. And Keelan kind of asked that same question as well. Sorry, my phone keeps on going off at the most inappropriate time, so threw it over there. So no more cell phone distraction. So Adrian, let me go ahead and get your question. It's because it's like what Keelan was asking as well. So, what Adrian's question and what Keelan's question, same question here is Brett, what's the most meaningful Christmas gift you've ever received and why? Um, I was thinking about this answer this morning. Just again, I knew I was coming in preparing to answer this particular question. Um, I don't know what exactly year that I kind of received this gift. It's been such a long, long time. If I have to take a guess, I was thinking I was either 15 or 16 when I received this gift. But my mom knew that I needed a laptop. And I wasn't going to ask her for anything. I was going to ask anybody for it. She just knew I needed a laptop for school and everything for like that for high school for writing papers and everything because everybody loves writing papers. Um, but yeah, but what she did, and I knew she was broke too. Like during it was just during this time of our lives, it's just we were a little strict on money. But she just went out of her way and she bought me a laptop. It wasn't the fancy Apple laptop, or was it a fancy Microsoft or Dell or those fancy laptops? Was it those like that? Absolutely, it was not. But what it was though, it was really, really meaningful to me because she just knew I wanted it, and she just went out of her way to get that to me. Because even though it put a little bit of a strain on her financially, so honestly, that is just what a meaningful gift is all about. And that's honestly where she taught me that's what Christmas is honestly about. It's always about giving and not receiving, and putting yourself and other people over yourself. And that's is a meaningful lesson that my mom taught me that particular year. And I try to always carry that forward to what I do when I give to people versus receiving. Because I really honestly don't like to receive as much anymore as I used to. A couple of things I do like to receive, some of the chocolates or maybe one little thing. But other than that, I personally love to give more than to receive now. So I'm a giver, I'm a lover. So to answer that question, it's the laptop my mom got me. During, I would believe, my sophomore year in high school. And it meant so much. And I was just floored that she just did that for me. And even though I never asked for it, or I would have never asked for her to do that. So that's my most meaningful gift right there, is getting a laptop for Christmas. Whatever questions do we have here? Chester, do you have a favorite James Ransom performance in a movie? Well, first off, very sad news that came out yesterday, or yes, what's man? I've been so busy. It was a yesterday or 2 days ago. It was yesterday. Sorry, I just now remembered. It was yesterday. But unfortunately, we lost James just to a very bad issue that we deal in this world, sadly. I'm not going to say it on here because, again, I just want to be respectful and all that. But yeah, James will absolutely be missed. He has had absolute great performances, but the best performance for me, honestly, um, I would probably say from the Black Phone, just because like it was cool seeing him in it. I had no recollection of him being in it leading up to the Black Phone being released in the theater. But then when I saw him and him just giving a crazy like performance and all that, it always sticks with me. So he did a really good job in that one. Of course, he did a phenomenal job being the adult Eddie in It Chapter 2 from 2019. So James, you'll absolutely be missed. I just hate to put your name in the memoriam. Just like this early, I figured that would just be down the road kind of topic. But I will absolutely include James in that memoriam so we can respect just everything he has done for the horror genre that has been great. So James, you would be missed, and sending all my thoughts and prayers to his family during this rough time. Let's see here. Question: who signed your Halloween movie behind you? Oh, okay. Sorry, I was like, what Halloween? See here. I'm trying to do this so none of this knocks over and you all get to make fun of me. So I'm just bear with me. We're just going to put that down just because I don't like it when it goes up like that, because that tells me he's about to kill somebody. Let's see here. All right, sorry about that. I wasn't trying to tear my shoulder apart too. But if you can get a good look right here, no, camera, stay right here, please. Stay right here, camera. So, okay, this is my steelbook copy of Rob Zombie's Halloween from 2007, which, in my opinion, a very strong remake. In my opinion, this was signed by Daniel. Let's see here. Sorry, it's been a while. And damn, it's dusty too. I need to fix that too. But honestly, the two main ones I can tell you who signed it are, of course, Scout Taylor Compton and Tyler Main. They are the ones that are the two big signatures, right where my pinky is, that particular row. And I'll just be completely honest with you. I totally forgot about the other two up there. I want to say maybe the one with the heart on it is Daniel Harris that signed it, but I don't know I would say I don't know for certain because it's been a couple of years ago, but if I'm guessing that is for Daniel Harris, and for whoever signed it at the top, I'll be honest with you, no idea. Oh, you know why? Because that top one right there that says Brady. So I'm not sure why Daniel Harris, if that is Daniel Harris, put the word Brady up there. So, but definitely these two where my pinky is right now. That is signed by Scout Taylor Compton and by Tyler Main. All right, camera, you can focus back on me now. Thank gum. Oh, come on. Wow, it's actually standing up on its own, but I do not want it to tip over. So there we go. So there we go. So very good question, Jing. And Evil Alex, I'll get your question here in just a minute, but I'm seeing like 30 unanswered comments right now. So I got to see what these comments are all about. Let's see here. All right. Courtney says we're gonna turn those front porch lights off on the Ravens, Cowboys, Chiefs. Turn them off. Well, Courtney, we turned ours off last week for the Kansas City Chiefs, so we've already had ours off. But definitely the Ravens and the Cowboys, absolutely, they can turn them off. Let's see here. What else we got? Okay, now I'm back at my original place. So let's see what we all got going on here. Good luck, Brett. It's awful. Like I will always know what you did last summer. Awful. Ooh. Yeah, that's not a good selling point for me. Both are 1 stars for me. Toss up on which one is worse. Heather, I will get back to you on that one when I watch the movie later on today. I need to rewatch Dead Snow. That wasn't a bad zombie horror winter film. Oh, hell yeah. Which I've heard about that one. I still need to see that one for myself, but I do hear good things about it. Let's see here. Davey, what's going on there? Davey, how are you doing, buddy? Hopefully all is going well with you. I am looking forward to later today for you to send your little thing that I asked you to do for the Real Horror Award. So I'm very, very excited to see what you came up with. So I'm looking forward to seeing your video later on today. And of course, Davey, thank you for being here. And dude, what you're doing with the Christmas tailing, like the read along for Terrifier 3, has been a lot of fun, my friend. I know it seems like I haven't been there, but trust me, I'm always seeing what's going on and I'm always watching at some point. So just know, Davey, you're doing a phenomenal job. And even on your channel, you're doing a phenomenal job. So keep up the great work, my friend, because I'm always supporting you, my friend. Your mom sounds like such an awesome person. I love hearing stories about her. And Heather, I could tell you story after story after story after story about how such an amazing person my mom is. Not just as a mom, but just as an individual person as well. So I'm actually going to just leave it at that because I'll just be honest with you. I'm not afraid to admit this. I always get so teary eyed anytime I get a chance to talk about my mom and how amazing of a person she is. So I really don't want y'all to see me cry out of respect on that. But yeah, she is an incredible, amazing woman that my mom is. Let's see here. Love your answer, Brett. I appreciate how highly you always speak about your mother. Says a lot about who you are, my friend. Yeah, and I will all and okay, last thing I'll say. What I typically try to do is that if I could just be anything close to what my mother is, it's like if I could just be somewhere close to it. Like I know I'm not going to be exactly her or be as perfect as her because I do have what we call a little bit of anger issues with stupid people. So and I'm not as patient as most other people or not as patient as my mom is with people. But if I could just be a little bit like her, I'm just telling you, it don't matter how much money I make, how much success, I don't care. I've made it. If I could just be just a little bit like her, I honestly made it in life, and I would be very proud of that. Yeah, and Jamie, thank you for mentioning that. Thank you so much. That's why I didn't say that particular word because again, YouTube can be very stingy on certain words like that, so that's why I didn't mention it like that. Don't kick your own ass, Brett. Ha! There we go. I just did. What are you going to do about it? I love your Grinch shirt, Brett, man. Very Grinchy. Yeah. Let me pull it up here without trying to show my fat belly button here. Let's see here. There's my Grinch shirt. Here, let me move that. There we go. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see the grin, but that's as high as I could put it without you all seeing my fat belly. Because I'm trying to be a Saint Nick for this week. So or I'm really honestly trying to prepare for the winter. All right, what else we got in here? This see here. Da, da, da. Chester, I like to bring that up here. But yeah, before I get to these like two questions here, yeah, I know Destiny is not here, but I owed her a promise, so maybe she can watch this back a little bit later on. That I owed her a Christmas watch. It's she's been mentioning this movie throughout the entirety of this month, and I'm like, you know what? I got the free time this morning. I'm going to give it a watch, and that's a little movie called Christmas Mail. And I'm not sure if how many of y'all have seen my reaction or my little short review I did on Letterbox for it this morning. It is absolutely the best, worst Christmas movie I have ever seen in my entire life. Like it's like she said it best. It is so bad that it's actually very good. I know that's crazy to say, or it doesn't really honestly make a whole lot of sense. It's just you have to watch it in order to know what is being talked about. It's kind of also another example. It's like Troll 2. We all know Troll 2 is absolutely horrendous, but we also understand of how brilliantly awful that movie is that it can absolutely still be enjoyed by people. But yeah, but without trying to give too much away, it's just like the editing in Christmas Mail was awful. And more than anything, the actual screenplay writing, the dialogue in this movie and what they ask these characters to do or these actors to do. Oh my gosh, horrendous. It's like you can actually type in this whole movie to chat GPT and they could write a better script for these actors to do. Like that's literally how bad this is. Um But yeah, so that without trying to spoil anything like that, I don't want to get into too much detail because once I dive into that rabbit hole, we'll probably be here for 2 hours, and I kind of don't want to do that to you all just on a bad Christmas movie. So yeah, so if you are looking for a bad, like the best, worst Christmas movie of all time this holiday season, it is on Tubi right now. Go watch Christmas Mail and watch it at your own risk. See here, what else we got here? I could get this question of an evil Alex. I promise you, I'll get you next because I'm trying like stage this into different categories and all that. Chester says, I thought that the new Silent Night, Deadly Night, which he's talking about the remake that released a couple of weeks ago, was good. Ronan Campbell as Billy, he killed it, dude. Ronan Campbell did an absolute super job what he was asked to do to play as Billy. And to me, and I've said this in my little review, and I'll actually still like support what my claim is. I honestly think Silent Night Deadly Night is the best horror remake I have ever seen, because what it does, it honors what it did before it, which is what you're supposed to do, is to kind of follow that blueprint, but you're also supposed to modernize it for to fit the current time of the release of the film, which it absolutely does. And you just got to do something different that just makes you separate from what the original was trying to do, and it absolutely does that as well. I thought the kills were really good, and I know a lot of complaints were, well, they need to show a lot more gore, kind of like on the level of Terrifier. And yeah, true. Like, I didn't give this movie a 5 out of 5. I really gave this movie like a 4.5 out of 5, which I think that's what I gave it, and I think that was really fair for what my point I'm trying to make with this movie is. Um, but yeah, it's awesome. And let me get the actress's name too, because another thing I liked about this movie is the actress. And this is why I love being on computer, because I could kind of leave one tab and go into another tab. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find it this way. Yeah, there it is. Ruby Modine. If you all don't know who she is, she plays the girl in Happy Death Day, both of the Happy Death Day movies. And I'll be honest with you, I thought she did really well in that movie too. So I wanted to make sure she gets a shout out as well. And also, lastly, that the new remake here does a really good job giving nods not only to Silent Night, Deadly Night, but also to other classic horror movies that are set during the Christmas season. So this movie, to me, does a really just super job. And to me, honestly, it's my favorite horror movie remake of all time. And I'm even saying that over Silent, or I was about to say Silent Night, Deadly Night again, but even over The Hills Have Eyes, because that was my original favorite horror movie remake of all time. But Silent Night, Deadly Night has officially took over as my new number one. I'm going to head out, everyone. Have a wonderful Christmas. Air hug, stay safe, enjoy your holiday, eat plenty of good food. Love you all. Denise, we love you too. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and Merry Christmas to you and your family, and happy holidays. Byron, what's going on there, Byron? How are you doing? Hopefully, all is going well with you, my friend. Appreciate you being here. If you have a question, just go ahead and drop it in the chat, and I promise you, I will get to it. I liked Ronan even in Halloween Ends. And yeah, Evil Alex, I agree with you. If there's like some few things to talk positively on Halloween Ends, it's that I enjoy Ronan's performances as Corey Cunningham. I loved everything about the Corey Cunningham story. It's just unfortunately that story was just told at the absolute worst time to tell a story within the Halloween franchise. That's just the unfortunate part of it, because really Halloween Ends was supposed to mainly focus on Michael and Laurie, and now we're saying we're going to put all this focus on the Corey Cunningham. I just wasn't a fan of that approach, but if it was a separate movie for them to do Corey Cunningham, I would have absolutely loved it, and I would have ranked it very high in my Halloween franchise ranking. That's how much I adored that particular storyline. And Ronan Campbell did a phenomenal job as Corey Cunningham. Liked more than the Thing or the Fly or the Blob remake. High praise. I look forward to it. Yeah, and I know, and that's the thing. Because honestly, like with the Thing, the Fly, and the Blob remake, like obviously, I enjoy John Carpenter's The Thing more than I do Silent Night, Deadly Night as an overall movie. But when it comes to kind of like the terms of what a horror movie remake is truly supposed to be about and how to actually be successful at a remake, I just honestly think Silent Night, Deadly Night actually does a better job. Because with John Carpenter's The Thing, like here's the other thing here. So I know I'm going all over the place. But when you are remaking a horror movie, the objective to the remake is supposed to be, hey, watch my remake over the original. And I know with The Thing, The Fly, and The Blob, those original movies are still rewatchable to some people. With me, I have not seen either of those kind of like those original movies of The Thing from Another World or The Fly from the 50s or The Blob. I haven't seen those originals. But what I do plan on trying to get to them eventually, but since I haven't really watched them, I can't really give you a solidified answer if I think they are like the remake version of those originals are better, like truly better, or like on the level of I think how Silent Night, Daily Night remake is better, superior, better than the original, in my opinion. So yeah, that was kind of like that's my take on that. All right, let's see here. Let me get another sip right here. All right. Now I gotta get to Evil Alex's question. Evil, I appreciate you being patient with me because I think this is the perfect time to get to this question. What are your top 5 Christmas horror films? Ooh, man, you're hitting with some of the heavy answers here. Um, can I do like a 1 through 5, like the exact point of the top 5? I probably cannot. But can I give you 5 horror movies on the top of my head that deserve to be in my top 5? That I absolutely can. And I can actually, now just thinking about it, I could easily give you my number one. My number one overall best Christmas horror movie of all time is absolutely the original Black Christmas from 1974. Again, I talked plenty about it on Chills and Thrills last night of why I adore that movie. And a little bit earlier, I kind of gave my thoughts about the original. So there you go. You can take that as you may. Easily my number one favorite Christmas horror movie of all time is indeed Black Christmas from 1974. Let's see. I would say coming in at number 2 is going to be Silent Night, Daily Night, the remake. Because again, like I just said, I just think it does a great job remaking it, being its own thing while holding like just a praise for what came before it. And I thought everyone in that movie did a phenomenal job as well. Let's see here. What else? And I'm not trying to look at the chat, so let me hide the chat for a little bit because I don't want to copy anybody. Um, Another good Christmas horror movie. Um, hmm. I'm trying to think because I'm not trying to be too basic because I got a couple of them in my mind, but I just don't want them to seem like basic or like, oh, everybody says that. Um, I'll throw a unique one out there, like, and I'm sure this shouldn't be like anybody else's top 5 list, but this has a. I would maybe say this is an honorable mention before I get to my last 3. An honorable mention on your top 5 list there, Evil Alex, for your question. I would say the Ming one, which is the Grinch horror movie. If you are just a fan of everything the Grinch, from the story, from the characters, from every little detail about the Grinch, that horror movie makes fun of it perfectly, especially that last scene or like that big climax moment of the mean one. Dude, that scene will get just stuck in my head for the rest of my life. I will never forget the experience I had in the theater with the small little crowd that I went to go see it with. It was just such an awesome experience watching it in the theater. So I will never forget that. So that will be an honorable mention for me. Sub two other ones that could just pop in my head, of course, Terrifier 3, which I know is just like Christmas elements, but of course it's going to be like, Art the Clown just freaking slashing people up on the holiday, dressing up as Santa. I just think that's just awesome that we have that big time Christmas slasher. So I will say Terrifier for that. Another one that pops in my head is Christmas Bloody Christmas. I thought that one was a really solid Christmas horror movie with slasher elements, and also just it being unique, having a killer Santa that is a robot or a robot, or even you can call it an android. Like, I thought that was so unique, but the only thing that holds that back movie from me, it's like if Rob Zombie wrote that movie for me. And sometimes with Rob Zombie, I do not like his particular screenwriting, like the dialogue in between the characters, unless if it's like the world of the House of a Thousand Corpses and the Devil's Rejects. That kind of dialogue absolutely works with those movies, but to put it in like a Rob Zombie's Halloween, or even in the kind of the style of this, with Christmas Bloody Christmas, that kind of style doesn't always work with me unless if it absolutely fits. But Christmas Bloody Christmas to me is another solid choice for a Christmas movie, where I think would be worthy a little bit of a top five. And I gotta try to figure out one more here. And again, I got my chat hidden, so I'm trying to really just think amongst myself for that. And I'm pretty sure I'm just absolutely missing an obvious one. Um, I would say that for my last one, I'm not too confident putting it on there, but it's the only other movie I could think of at the top of my head at the moment. That would be Krampus. I just think Krampus is an all-star cast, has a really good time. It doesn't really treat itself that too much seriously, and that movie also delivers some really good cinematography shots and picture stills from that movie as well. And plus, the creature design of Krampus absolutely superb in that manner. Oh, one movie I could add on here too, just for another possible honorable mention, or maybe even at my number five, is a P2. P2 is a really good suspenseful Christmas movie of a stalker trying to chase a beautiful girl, and the beautiful girl just does her final girl thing and kicks a lot of ass inside of a P2 parking lot. That's why it's called P2. Definitely just a good honorable mention, or either a number five is P2 as well. So, Evil Alex, hopefully I got to most of your question there, and hopefully you are pleased with my answer. But those are the ones that just come to the top of my head. What was the Robot Santa slasher some years ago? Wasn't bad. Again, if you were talking about Christmas Bloody Christmas, that was the one that I was honestly referring to. If there is another one out there that's like that, I honestly do not know what that is, and maybe someone in the chat can help you out with that. All right, let me see what you all have to say about your all's top five Christmas horror movies. Because again, I didn't want to copy anybody's. Ashton says Black Christmas, Violent Night. Dude, I would easily put Violent Night on my top five list. I totally forgot about that movie, especially we're going to get a Violent Night 2 next Christmas. It's going to be super awesome, dude. Man, I'm so mad at myself for not mentioning Violent Night. But Terrifier 3, Krampus, and P2. Dude, very good list, my friend. Yeah, Evil Alex, it is a hard list because it's not hard for not like, oh, it's hard to think of some Christmas movies. It's mainly hard just to figure out which ones you personally just really enjoy. So yeah, it is hard, but if I maybe had more time to think in the research, I can make you a better top five list for me personally. Heather says Krampus. Gremlins, such a good one, Heather. I'm again ashamed of myself that I couldn't think of Gremlins. Black Christmas, Violent Night, and Silent Night, Deadly Night. Heather, is that for the remake, or I'm going to assume it's for the original? Black Christmas 74, Silent Night, Deadly Night from 84, Gremlins, Christmas, Bloody Christmas, and Jack Frost from 1997. Jack Frost is a really good answer too there, Chester, so I really appreciate that answer. Hell yeah. Oh god, the mean one was horrible, but it'd be fun to make fun of it as I watch it with others. And yeah, and Aaron, that's what I'm kind of saying. It is a good movie to put on with a bunch of people over on a Christmas party, and you're getting a couple of, the alcoholic dirty drinks in and all that, and to watch this movie together. That's a one way to have fun with this movie. Or if, like I said, if you are an ultimate Grinch fan like myself, I love everything the Grinch. So I really appreciate what they did with the effort they did with the Ming one. And I will say, David Howard Thornton did a really good job playing the Grinch in that movie as well. Surprised Rob Zombie never did a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film, which I will say to this, Evil Alex, and my buddy Cole and Brad have both said this best. Honestly, the House of a Thousand Corpses, in its own unique way, is like a Rob Zombie Texas Chainsaw Massacre film, which I know it doesn't obviously have, the chainsaw or Leatherface or all that, but it still has the crazy family just picking up hitchhikers off the road and just putting them through absolute hell and misery. So they do share a lot of similarities to that. So I would think that would be the closest attempt we will ever get to a Rob Zombie Texas Chainsaw Massacre is with the House of a Thousand Corpses. I just don't see the appeal in the Terrifier franchise. I have seen all three movies and read the Terrifier 2 book. They are all 2 to 2.5 star mid movies to me. I really just want to like them, but I just don't. And Heather, and that's perfectly okay because I understand that this movie is really not going to pertain to everybody, or even the true slasher fans will probably tell you that, like, okay, Terrifier, that is too much slasher goodness that what we were trying to go with or that we can accept. And then, of course, there's people out there too, like, yes, Terrifier, it's badass, I love it, practical effects, cool, unique kills. So, like, I totally understand that. Again, the Terrifier franchise is absolutely not for everybody, but for me, I really enjoy it. Just like the first one, I only really liked one character in particular, but other than that, I just thought the movie was just okay for me. But what Terrifier 2 and 3 is trying to do and actually put a story into this franchise and giving us the amazing final girl of Sienna Shaw, which, hell yeah, played by Lauren Lavera. That movie, those two movies, The Terrifier 2 and 3, I adore those movies. Even the slasher goodness, the extreme gore in that, I thought was really solid too. So again, I know it's not going to be for everybody. So if it's not for you, that means that's more for me and other Terrifier fans like me. So it's more for us. So we appreciate you giving us more Terrifier into our lives. All right, let me see here. Jamie says an obscure Christmas horror I love is Night of the Comet. Jamie, I did not know Night of the Comet could be considered to some for a Christmas horror movie. So I will have to add that to my list because I also just need to see Night of the Comet anyway. So I definitely want to see that movie, and I might watch it and include it in my 365 horror movies for next year that I plan to watch. Let's see here. Da, da, da. My top five: Black Xmas. Okay, Jamie, is that the remake or the original? I safely want to assume you're talking about the original. Let me know if it's the remake if I messed that up. So, Black Christmas, Night of the Comet, Santa's Sleigh. Is that the one with Bill Goldberg? Gremlins and End of Days. And I remember you mentioning End of Days. So I do remember that. So hell yeah, Jamie, I like your top five list. It was a lot of fun, Heather, for Santa's Sleigh. And of course, as always, Jamie saw it in the theater. All right, let me get that one. Russell, what's going on there, Russell? How are you doing, buddy? Say, I'm so glad y'all are still on. I was afraid I'd miss it. Well, good thing we're doing a little Christmas special, so we're going on longer than we usually do, and in a different date as well. We usually go live on Wednesdays at 2 o'clock Eastern time. Is what we normally always like to do, but since Christmas Eve is this Wednesday, I figured today would be a good day to do this, and we go a little bit longer since I'm off from work this week as well. But Russell, glad to see you, my friend. Yeah, we're discussing Christmas horror right now. So, do you have any Christmas horror movies you want to talk about in particular? Let us know in the comment, or if you have a top five, let us know your top five Christmas horror movies. Oh, okay, okay. Jamie, I saw what you did there because I know, like, usually with me, when I see Xmas, I would assume you're talking about the remake, but sometimes put some people do put Xmas when they are even talking about the original as well. So I appreciate you with a unique take that you love the remake for your top five, and I think that's awesome. Ooh, Davey, the music person in you. That's a good question, but let me make sure I'm not missing any other questions. Yeah, I know, Russell. I'm not in my car. I think that's I think that's awesome. It's a lot easier managing a stream from an actual desktop. So that's why I actually really love doing this show right here in the comforts of my own home. Easier to manage than a car. Okay, let's see here. Brother Fluff, what's going on there, Brother Fluff? How are you doing? Say hello, you sexy fucks. Well, how are you doing, you fluffy fuck you? So, Brother Fluff, hopefully all is going well with you, and hopefully you and the future missus are going to have a great, fluffy holiday season. Brother Fluff, always great to see you, my friend. All right, let me see what other questions I got here. Brett, do you have a favorite kill from the Silent Night Daily Night remake? Chester, I would love to answer this question for you, but the only little problem with that is not everybody has had a chance to see this movie. So with the respect of those that have not seen it, I'm not going to answer this question at this time. If you want to send me a direct message, like through Instagram or for Facebook, and want to send me a direct message asking me that question, I would be happy to answer that for you. It's just I don't want to disrespect anyone in the chat that has not seen this movie yet, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody. So, Davey, your music question. What's the one Christmas song that gets you in the holiday spirit? And what's that one you never want to hear again? Well, let's go to the one I never want to hear again. So, it's pretty much kind of like the same lines of A Christmas Story. I don't hate the Christmas story. I just hate this idea where the Christmas story has to absolutely be played 24/7 in the month of December, especially Christmas Day, where that movie is playing on TNT 24 straight hours. I just don't like that mindset, and I don't like it because it takes away from other classic Christmas movies getting their fair time to be played on like a TNT or on the big screen or anything like that. So kind of like the similarity I have for A Christmas Story with the music genre of it. The song that I do not want to hear again is Mariah Carey's All I Want from Christmas Is You, because again, that song plays just as much as the Christmas Story, and it absolutely gets on my freaking nerves. Like, again, really good song, but I just don't need it to be played multiple and multiple times of the day, of the week, of the month. Like, it's way too much on that. So that's my answer for that. Never want to hear again. But the Christmas spirit, that the song that puts me into the Christmas spirit, I would say my favorite Christmas song on there is Underneath the Tree by Kelly Clarkson, because Kelly Clarkson is one of my top five favorite singers of all time. First ever American Idol winner. That's where I started falling in love with her, with how adorable she was back then. Still adorable now, and she looks phenomenal as of late. But that song, Underneath the Tree, it really puts me in a good spirited holiday mood because it has a good up tempo, like a good like background music. And plus the lyrics are really good as well too. So that's my favorite Christmas song. An honorable mention for number one too, of course, is going to be "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch." That always puts me in the mood as well, just because sometimes with the good of the holiday season, you got to take in some of the bad of the holiday season. The Grinch song, it might be a grumpy song, but it also just says, just to remind you, hey, it's Christmas time, baby. Let's Christmas it up. I was about to say hell, but let's Christmas it up. And the Grinch song and Kelly Clarkson's Underneath the Tree are excellent songs when it comes to Christmas music. Let's see here. What else we got? Heather says, "What is your favorite horror blind spots?" Okay, I'm glad you gave me an example here. For me, it is found footage and movie pre 1960, trying to branch out more in 2026. Okay, so Heather, I'm going to pay attention to the comment section here because I kind of need a little bit more context to this question. So, are you kind of asking me what I think is a blind spot when it comes to the sub genre of the horror genre? Like, for example, body horror, or like you said, found footage. Is that kind of the question that you are kind of like or wanting to know? Is what sub genre of horror that I think more people need to pay attention to? Is that your question? Let me know. All right, what else we got in here? It's not horror, but Violent Night was a fun one. And Evil Alex, here's the thing with that one. I would think some would consider this a horror movie. I personally don't consider it a horror movie, but I don't object to anybody that calls it or labels it as a horror Christmas movie. I don't judge them for it because of the fact that, like, if you have a house invasion and you have all these bad guys showing up to your house, like, it could be a pretty scary situation. Or if Santa's not going to make it in time for Christmas holiday season, putting a gift underneath the tree, that could be a scary situation as well. And that movie also has some slasher elements as well, with some of the kills and the violence that that movie has to offer. So again, I don't judge people. Say, hey, Violent Night, it is a horror movie. Like, I don't judge it for that, because sometimes that thriller and horror really could go hand to hand. That a true thriller movie can still be a horror movie. And for example of that is the classic example I can always go with is the hit. I was about to say The Hills Have Eyes, but no, not at all. But it's The Silence of the Lambs and Seven are like the two classic examples you can go with, because technically they are part of the thriller genre, but they are easily having horror elements to it. So you can easily say those are horror movies as well. So Violent Night, it is definitely more of the action genre, but it also has those thriller elements and the tension to it as well, that also belong to categories that make a horror movie successful as well. So that is my opinion on that. Let's see here what we got. Jamie's favorite Christmas song. Let's see. The Christmas song by the Carpenters. Oh, one I hope to never hear again. Last Christmas by Wham. That song is so boring. And yeah, so The Last Christmas by Wham. Yeah, you're right. It is a boring song, but it is absolutely a classic, foe. And sometimes the classics really truly never go out of style. But some of like these other interpretations of Last Christmas, like for example, like Glee did an episode and they sung Last Christmas. Leah Michelle did. I thought that was really well done. So there were some better better performances of Last Christmas out there that do it to me better than Wham. But I'm not gonna be negative on Wham, because Wham is just one of those classic musicians that do offer some good things into the music genre. Let's see here. I love Christmas horror. My top five are Black Christmas 74, You'll Die. Oh, I'm going to write that down. I never heard of You'll Die before, if I'm pronouncing that right. Let's see here. Red Christmas, Krampus, Mrs. Claus. These are five that I really love, but I love a lot of Christmas horror movies. Dude, Russell, thank you so much for sharing, because I've never heard again of You'll Die, so I need to read up on it and see what that is all about. What horror movies do you not gravitate to but would like to? Oh, okay. So is that kind of like what you were asking? Because for me, I want to get more involved into some foreign horror movies. Like for example, I like to get more into the Spanish horror genre. I like to get into more of Italian horror. So those are some of the things that I'm going to try to expand upon my reach either next year or in 2027, because I definitely want to see what other countries do and what their interpretation of the horror genre and what they got to offer to the horror genre, because right now the Korean horror genre has been absolutely spectacular as of late, especially with their greatest one for the Train to Busan. Absolute classic Korean horror movie. So I would say that would be my answer, Heather, is that the foreign horror genre, like again, Spanish, Italian, French, like those type of countries doing horror movies, I like to dive more into next year, or to either next year or in 2027. Violent Night was based on Christmas Eve 1983 at the Salisbury House. Brother Fluff, did you get to play David Harbour into that one? Was that your role in that movie? Okay, let's see here. J Studios, I got your response there because I definitely want to get into it. Ooh, I heard that Total Eclipse of the Heart will play in Ready or Not too, dude. To have that on in the background as a bunch of killings are gonna happen, dude, that would be awesome. So, dude, I'm already now. You know, we'll address the question right now, or it's not really a question; it's just a statement you made. But of course, I love to talk about it. Ready or Not to, Here I Come has moved up to March the 27th instead of April to 10th. Oh, oh no! Fuck. And here's why gamer. Thank you. That's Here's why I'm saying that. Okay, it's because that April is my birthday month, and I love all the good horror movies and all that to fall online to my birthday month. So I can say, hey, this movie got released on in April, and it's my birthday month, and it's badass. So now you're telling me that the movie I was looking forward to the week before my birthday, now March gets to have it. Like it's great that it moved up, but at the exact same time, I'm sad because April is going to be a great month of movies. Because from my understanding, the movie Michael is going to be in April, and I am so looking forward to Michael as one of my most anticipated movies of 2026. But it honestly might be one of my top five most anticipated movies of all time. And dude, actually, I'm going to write this down because that would be a good pre-recording video in the future for our top five most anticipated horror movies that we've ever had of all time. So that to me would be a good video, and I will mention that to Brad. I'm just writing this down real quick. There we go. All right, there we go. So again, Ready or Not to Here or Ready or Not Here I Come is going to be on March the 27th of 2026. So you all get it a couple of weeks early. So I hope you're happy. Oh, happy birthday to you, to me, for you. Alice in Wonderland. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Lee Cronin's The Mummy is coming on April the 17th, but I was told it's trash. Well, first off, that's the day before my birthday. So you're telling me that they moved this movie because of this blockbuster mummy announcement of Lee Cronin's The Mummy for April the 17th. Are you fucking kidding me? That's okay. It's Christmas week. I got to be jolly. I don't want to be a Grinch. So we're just going to move along from that. Shame on Lee Cronin's The Mummy. And yes, I've also heard that the movie was not very good, but it's still my job as a movie reviewer in the horror genre. As a movie reviewer, I have to go see it. that's why I have to go see Anaconda this week because it does get released this week as Anaconda. And I heard not so great things about it, especially with me. I'm just such a fan of the original Anaconda. Reminds me, I want to go watch that movie later on today as well. So thank you all for that. So yeah, Anaconda, we'll see. I'm going to go see it on Saturday morning. That's my plan for that, is to go see Anaconda. But for the Mummy, not looking forward to Lee Cronin's The Mummy. I'm more looking forward to The Mummy 4 with Brendan Fraser and Rachel. To have them back is going to be awesome. I'm more looking forward to that Mummy versus whatever the hell this Mummy is. So we'll see. All right, let me go all the way back up here to make sure I'm not missing any comments here. Watch Inside. It's Xmas and foreign. Oh, and you know what, Keelan? I've heard about Inside, and I heard it was a very damn good horror movie as well. So I will definitely add that to my list. Christmas with the Devil by Spinal Tap is great. Do they know It's Christmas by Band Aid is a classic? Hell yeah, that's awesome. I also like that name for a music group too, called Band Aid. That, ooh, excuse me, I kind of almost sound like Goofy right there. So hell yeah. Total Eclipse of the Heart is hubby and I kissing some. Oh, that's so sweet. We had our first kiss dancing to that song all the way back in 1994. We've been together ever since. Well, dang Total Eclipse of the Heart, love it. Especially Jamie, the best use of that song in the horror genre was, of course, from The Strangers' Pray at Night during that pool scene of how does that feel? How does that fucking feel? Oh, it's that scene so good. For all of you strangers, pray and night haters out there, I hope you get coal in your stocking. Brad, talking about you too. You still have WrestleMania in April, and Heather, better yet, I have WrestleMania for the second straight year in a row on my birthday. So April the 18th is my birthday. So 2 straight years, WrestleMania falls on April the 18th. So it is a great birthday wish. And hopefully my birthday wish is another CM Punk main event for him at WrestleMania, and let him main event night 2 is what I hope for CM Punk. So hopefully I get my birthday wish for next year. Let's see here. I have to make my list soon for 2025 horror movies and most anticipated horror movies of 2026. Dude, I'm looking forward to hearing your list because, again, you're going to maybe most likely remind me of everything that's going to be coming out in the horror genre of 2026, because I know with the big two, which is Ready or Not, Here I Come, and Evil Dead Burns, both of those big movies coming out next year in the horror genre. So remind me of the other ones too, so I cannot wait to read your list. Rachel White's is my hall pass. Hell yeah. And we'll definitely get into some hall pass talk back in January. You know what? I would say next week because I'm going to try to do a Fright Bites live next week. And we'll talk about hall passes. So, Brother Fluff, remind me next week about the topic of hall passes. The Mummy is a full-on copycat of Evil Dead Rise and Pet Cemetery. Okay, I'm not sure how in the world they're going to combine both of those two type of horror movies to make The Mummy, but you know what? I can't mark on it until I watch it. So when I watch it, then I'll shit on it. So we'll see how it goes. Let's see here. Oh yeah, and another thing with the Mummy, because I'm reading here, I'll bring this up. I'm waiting for a good Mummy horror film, practical effects and gore, not CGI or action adventure. Wouldn't mind Robert Eggers doing a. That's what I want, my friend. And here's the deal with Lee Winnell. He did a masterful job with The Invisible Man from 2020. I think, in my opinion, it is the most untalked about movie of the 2020s. I think it absolutely needs more discussion as the best movie of the 2020s so far. And I would say even one of the best horror movies of the last 20 years that we've ever received in the horror genre as well. I absolutely adore The Invisible Man from 2020. I think Lee Winnell did an excellent job with that movie. Then we got the Wolfman from this past or for this current year in January of 2025. We got Lee Winnell's The Wolfman and all that great success that he had, and to build up this whole new modernized Universal Monster universe totally went down the shitter. And Lee Winnell, I'm sorry about that. Just your Wolfman movie is just not very good. It had some really good ideas, but just those ideas were not very well executed. And you had a great actress who's been dominating this year of Julia Gardner in this movie, and I even feel like she was stiffed in this movie. So didn't like the Wolfman, so I would not trust Lee Winnell to do a another Universal monster movie at this point, because what Robert Eggers is doing with Dracula and with his upcoming movie of the werewolf, of however you do that spelling. I'm pretty sure he's doing a WUR something along that line. Someone in the chat can help me out there with the spelling of what he's doing with the Wolfman. I'm looking forward to that one. So absolutely, I think Robert Eggers can absolutely deliver on the Mummy movie. I think he would be the best suited director for the job. And then after he does the Mummy movie, and after this whole Frankenstein craze that's been going on right now with the Netflix version and with the Bride we're getting in March of next year with Christian Bale. So after that calms down, then if Robert Eggers wants to tackle a Frankenstein movie, let him do it as well. Or even let him do The Invisible Man as well. Let Robert Eggers just tackle the rest of the Universal Monster movies. Let him do that. And I just telling you, those will be epic to a whole nother scale. So that is a great thought on that one. Let Robert Eggers do a Mummy movie because I know he can nail it. Leanna, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I had to run to the store and the stream is still go. Oh, you're back. Hell yeah. I'm glad you're back, Leanna. And the chat is doing good so far. So it seems like to me we could go for another 25 minutes. So let's go another 25 minutes and then I will send you along your way to enjoy the rest of your Christmas week. So let me get another sip here because I have been talking for a very long time and you got to stay hydrated. Dave, you know what I'll be talking about. You always got to stay hydrated. All right, let's see here. I liked his Wolfman. I don't know why people hate it so much. Well, here's the deal, Evil. It's not that I hate it. I don't hate it because again, it does have very unique and good ideas. I just don't think they were executed very well. So it's like I give it a 2 out of 5. But yeah, definitely not one of the best things I've ever seen in a Universal Monster take, especially on a Wolfman take. So I just thought it was okay. A decent horror mummy movie from 1980 is called The Awakening, starring Stephanie Sebalist. Hopefully I got that name right. It's got some action, but it's mostly a horror. Check it out. Jamie? I'm writing that down. See you. Sorry, just writing it down real quick. I didn't think I was going to do much writing today. There we go. So thank you so much, Jamie, for a great suggestion. Should Invisible Man be considered a remake? Oh, absolutely, Keelan. Absolutely, the Invisible Man is considered a remake in our opinion here on Good Will Hunting because was in our movie tournament, the Invisible Man of 2020. Because what it did, it honored what it did before, like with the classic, with a classic Invisible Man, that is. Sorry, I had to think for a minute. So what it did with the original, it did nods to it, while it also did its job to modernize it and to be its own thing. And I think that's what the Invisible Man from 2020 absolutely does. And I loved every idea that movie did and how they executed the idea. So I'm not sure what Lee Winnell, like why the reasoning for the step down from the Invisible Man to the Wolfman. I would think it would absolutely have to be studio meddling. And there's nothing I hate worse worse than when a studio meddles with a director's plan. So why hire the director when you're just going to do shit on your own and tell the director to do it? So it's just, to me, it's bullshit. My favorite Wolfman is the 2010 one, and actually, I've not seen that movie, but I've heard really good things about it, so I definitely want to give it a watch. Ben, what's going on there, Ben? How are you doing, buddy? Hopefully, all is going well with you. Thank you for tuning in. Saying, what franchise would you let Winnell take over? Huh. Actually, hold that thought real quick. I need to do a little bit of research before something comes out of my mouth. Let's see here. Let's see here. Do. Okay, so I got the answer for you here. My honest answer, Ben, I would say Lee Winnell needs to take over the Insidious franchise because of what he did with Chapter 3. I thought Chapter 3 is easily one of the most underrated movies of the 2010s. I love the mood and the atmosphere that they did with that movie, and Lee Winnell was the director of that. So if we can get him back, if you want to do the Insidious franchise for the future, because I know from my understanding the sixth Insidious movie that also releases next year, I think, is going to be the last movie of the Insidious franchise to that point. But if you want to do it in the just to bring it back up in the future, let Lee Winnell take care of it. Because again, what the successful job I think he did in Chapter 3 of Insidious. So I think that would be my answer, is let him take over the Insidious franchise. And plus, also that James Wan will really approve of that as well, because since he directed the first movie, and plus, of course, they work together. You guessed it, Saw. So anything, James Wan will absolutely back up Lee Winnell if he ever took over the Insidious franchise. Wolfman was a bit half baked. I was a bit half baked. There you go, there, Davey. I really wanted a bigger action set piece between the two Wolfmen about 2/3 the way through, and the ending was a touch too abrupt. Not a bad movie, but not that great. And I'm along those lines too, Davey. It's not a bad movie at all, but it's just I was expecting more, especially what Lee Winnell did with the Invisible Man. So I was just putting a lot of big expectations with the Wolfman. I should have gotten the first red flag when they released the set design for the Wolfman, or just the look of the Wolfman. They released it right before the movie came out. So that kind of told me immediately that the studio wasn't really that confident to kind of hide it until the movie got released. So that should have been the first red flag right there. But yeah, it's just unfortunate that the movie, I really wanted to like the movie too, but it just wasn't well executed in my opinion. Let's see here. I like the infected, slowly transforming father to try to protect his family story. Yeah, and I like that story too. But again, I felt like we could have done it a little bit better. It really started with the male lead, the dad of that movie. I felt like we could have gotten a little bit of a better actor to play that particular role, to kind of match the chemistry and the high level of acting that Julia Garner brought to the table. Because I felt like he couldn't keep up with Julia Garner character and what she brings to the table as an actress. Julia Garner has had a great 2025, and I'm hoping she is in store for a good 2026. So, Julia Garner, great job this year. Ooh, Aaron, let me start that question. I'll get to it here in a minute. Ooh, Upgrade by Lee Winnell. That's a really good film as well, Evil Alex. So good mention about that. I don't think it was studio meddling. I just think he took a big swing with it being more about a slow, subtle transformation. And that could be the case too, but it's just me. Which I think the Wolfman is by Blumhouse. I mean Blum. excuse me, not Blumhouse is what I call them when they try to remake horror movies, but I call them Blumhouse when Blumhouse gives me original movie ideas, kind of like a Happy Death Day, just or Freaky. Those are the kind of movies that I like Blumhouse making. I don't like when Blumhouse try to tackles on remakes like Halloween, The Exorcist, Five Nights at Freddy's when the video game did it much better. So I think it very well, in my opinion, could be studio meddling because Jason Blum really does like to get involved into these movies, which again, he has every right to be involved because it's his company after all. I guess we'll never know. It could be Lee Winnell taking the big swing, which I would hope for Jason Blum to say, "Hey, no, just do what you did for the Invisible Man and stick to it." So I guess there's a story out there, and once the story comes out, I guess we'll just never know, and we could just interpret our own opinion on that. Heather, bring me a tough question. Ooh, Ben, I always love answering food, so let me get your question in there as well. Oh, and you know what? Of course, we got Scream 7 and Scary Movie 6 next year as well. So, hell yeah, I'm looking forward to those movies as well. I have a strong feeling that a new trailer for Scream 7 will drop in front of Primate. Okay, Jave Studios, is that because Primate is the same studio as Scream 7 for New Dimension? Is that why you think that way? Or for Paramount, is that why you think that? Let me know. All right, Evil Alex, let me get that one. Let's see here. I'm looking up a couple of questions because I know we got about 15 minutes left and I want to make sure I answer everybody. Let's see here. All right, I think I'm good. So let me go back to the questions here. Aaron Click says, BrettMan, have you seen the Mission Impossible movies? And if so, which one is your favorite? Yes, I have seen the entirety of the Mission Impossible movies, and I'm going to probably say, Aaron, one of my favorite. This is a tough one because all those Mission Impossible movies, starting with number 4 and then until the finale, have all been absolutely spectacular. But I'm going to be vanilla here. I really enjoyed the very last one that they did that they released earlier in the middle of this year. For some reason, cannot remember the name of it at the top of my head. But the last Mission Impossible movie to me was absolutely phenomenal because that movie created such stakes and such importance of a really impossible mission that most people cannot absolutely accomplish. But Ethan Hunt certainly can, and he certainly did. But I love the story and everything that they did to kind of wrap up the entirety of that story. So the last Mission Impossible movie is my favorite of the entire franchise. All right, let's see here. Heather, how would you rank the horror decades? 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. Wow. All right, I got to do some paperwork here. So let me get another note, and I'm going to have to try to figure this out. So if I'm silent for a minute, that's why, because I'm just thinking, because I really want to answer this question. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6. All right. I got to think on this, Heather. So bear with me, guys. I got to think because this is a very good question and a very important question. Let's see here. Let's do it. Okay, let's do it that way. Let's go with that. Okay, going with that. All right, Heather, I got your answer here. And this is just off the top of my head without doing too much digging and all that. My number 6 is going to be the 1990s because I felt like that was some of its weak points of the horror genre was the 90s. Of course, we get Scream 7 and the Silence of the Lambs. We get those classic movies, and we get other good movies like a Child's Play 2, Child's Play 3, and Bride of Chucky. We get some of those, but compared to the other sets of the decades that we got, just doesn't really level up as much. Oh, and of course, just in case if anybody gets pissed off, I apologize. You got to throw in Candyman from 1992. So I apologize. Do not get mad at me for the 90s fans out there. Don't come at me, bro. Or bruh. So my number 5 is going to be 1970s. I think it's the most underrated decade because the 70s really just taught us that it did not care about whose feelings it hurts. It doesn't care making you feel uncomfortable. Pretty much the 70s just does not give a damn about your feelings, and it's going to do what it wants to do and put its cast members in absolute misery to create those classic movies. So I have a super great appreciation for the 70s. Coming in at number 4, actually, you know what? Just so I really double down on that take, I'm going to switch my number 5 and my number 4. So I apologize for that. Let's see here. My new number 5 is going to be the 2000s because the 2000s is mainly known for the horror movie remake craze, and I feel like it gets distracted from some of the other good classic horror movies that got released in the 2000s. With the most important one to me is The Descent from 2005. I absolutely adore that movie. And of course, we got Trick or Treat from 2007 as well. But the 2000s are mainly remembered as horror movie remakes. And I always love that originality over the remakes as well. So that's why the 2000s are my new number 5. And my number 4 is the 1970s. Coming in at number 3 is the 2020s. As of right now, I've been loving everything that the horror genre has been giving us in the 2020s. And maybe after the 2020s are officially over, maybe 2020s can be my number 1. I just think it's a little too early to tell at this moment. We got to see what the second half of the 2020s is going to offer us. So 2020s at my number 3. My number 2 is the 1980s. I know for a lot of people, the 1980s will indeed be their number 1. So I'm sorry to those 1980s fans. So I'm sorry, but I love the 80s. I love everything that the 80s gave us, and just be one of the golden standard of the horror genre was the 80s. But that's my number 2. And of course, number 1 is the 2010s, which the 2010s is when I finally got into the horror genre in the year of 2016. So a lot of first time horror movies that I watched really came from the 2010s, and I loved everything that the 2010s did. Without the 2010s, who knows what would have happened about the 2020s. I felt like the 2010s kind of reopened that door a little bit, while the 2020s just busted down the damn door. While the 90s kind of helped fix that door back up after what the 80s did, busting down the damn door as well. So all of these decades are really, really important, but that is my ranking. So again, let me reclassify my ranking. Number 6, the 90s. Number 5, the 2000s. Number 4, the 70s. Number 3, 2020s. Number 2, the 1980s. And number 1, the 2010s. So Heather, hopefully that was a really good answer I provided. All right, I got to get back to these comments, and then I'll finish up with the 2 questions that I have, and then we'll end this stream. So, because again, I want to make sure all questions are answered. So let me go all the way back up here. All right, let's see here. Dude, just needs to shave in a shower. Yeah, pretty much. And plus, I just hate the whole rage werewolf thing. Like, I just didn't like that idea. All right, this is Chester's ranking right here. So I'm going to think, Chester, that the 80s is your number 1. So let me know if I'm wrong on that, if I'm reading it from left to right, from number 1 to the last. All right, I like that, Chester. Hell yeah. See here. Oh, final ranking. Thank you so much, guys, for the talk about the last Mission Impossible movie. Jamie's got to go. She's got some last minute shopping to take care of. Have a great rest of the day. In case I don't see you all, have a great holiday. Jamie, have a great holiday to you as well. After this stream, I will look at your email, and I appreciate you submitting your part for the Real Horror Awards. I appreciate you. Yeah, Davey, you better give credit when credit's due. Heather knows how to ask the tough, hard-hitting questions. But yeah, Davey, that'd be a great poll for your community to ask. Let's see here. I'm still reading here. I'm just still reading. Really? Oh, I'm sorry, Ashton. Yeah, Child's Play. You're right. I'm sorry. Child's Play got released in '90, and Child's Play 3 got released in 1992. You know what? You're right. I apologize. That's from the Nicolas Cage movie. Yeah, the 70s busted open the hardcore horror. And no, that is not too soon, Aaron, because I think you're absolutely right. The door keeps getting busted down. Yeah, in the 70s, again, were the ones that really tried to bust down the door, but really in reality, they were just pushing the door a good ways. If in the 80s, really busted out the damn door. I know, and it's kind of like we're like the freaking Kool-Aid man, just busting down freaking walls and doors and going, oh yeah. All right, that's that. I'm all the way caught up in the chat. Y'all talking amongst yourselves, which is great. So let me get to these last two questions, and then I will wrap this up. Ben says, as this is a food channel too, which guess what? Absolutely it is. What's your favorite food release of 2025? Damn. I'm going to have to do some research on this one too, because I don't want to miss out on anything. Oh, I was about to type in horror movies. Best 2025 food releases. I'm looking here, so just let's see here. Okay. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. And this might be a little bit of a cop out, but you know what? It got released. It got released here recently. I am so happy that Taco Bell, yes, Ashton, Taco Bell, Taco Bell, Taco Bell, Taco Bell, Taco Bell. There you go, Ashton. You got to take all those shots. But Taco Bell re-releasing again the quesaritos. Welcome back, quesaritos. And I had one last week, and it was absolutely delicious. And one of my favorite fast food items of all time. It would easily enter a top 5 fast food item of all time, which I might actually do that. And speaking of which, I do have a project for Fright Bites Live I want to tackle for the year of 2026. And I've talked to Ashton, and Ashton's going to help me on it. That it's going to be involving some fast food foods. So be prepared for that for 2026 when it comes to Fright Bites Live. So my answer, Ben, is going to be the quesarito. And the last question of this particular stream, and I will close it out. What's your favorite horror films of the year? Evil Alex, I would love to try to save this, but because we're going to be doing a live stream for it and a pre-recorded video for this. But the kind of game, I'm not going to tell you what my favorite one is. I'm just going to tell you some of my favorites of this year. My favorites of this year are Sinners, Weapons, Silent Night, Daily Night remake. Again, you can shoot me on that one because that's just my opinion. I absolutely adored that movie. And a little underrated movie that was really great when it got released, but the talks about it kind of went down a little bit. And I kind of want those talks to build right back up because this movie is going to be on a major scale of nominees list for the Real Horror Awards. And that little movie on Shudder is called Dangerous Animals. That movie was spectacular to watch because the cinematography was absolutely beautiful. We got a very unique horror feeling, and Bruce Tucker, like that movie was absolutely it kicks all of the ads, and I feel like it should be talked about more, especially during the Real Horror Award season that's getting ready to come up here in about 2 weeks for when I release that official form for you all to vote. So that hopefully that answers your question, Evil Alex. But Brad and Chris do plan on doing an official ranking very, very soon. So hopefully that answers your question. All right, what else we got here, real quick, just to finish it up? I love the pickle smash burger from Sonic. Yeah, I heard about those smash burgers. They are really damn good. Aaron, yeah, there you go. I knew it. Hell yeah. Let's see here. What else we got? I tried the Greek lasagna yesterday. It's awesome. Hell yeah. Of course, I knew somebody was going to bring up the crispy tenders with the wraps and everything because the tenders by themselves were really good. I'm just not the biggest wrap person. So there we go. And we also got Taco Bell nuggets. Yeah, dude, those Taco Bell nuggets were really damn good. And from my understanding, they're going to do spicy Taco Bell nuggets next year. And it pisses me off for the fact that Chick-fil-A should be having spicy nuggets on their menu and they don't. And I think if they do the spicy nuggets, Chick-fil-A in the future, there you go, Chick-fil-A. I just gave you millions and millions of dollars. Bring me the damn spicy chicken nuggets, please. And Matt, I want to get your hello in real quick right before we log out here. I know it was I know you joined in last minute, but I want to make sure I said hello to you. You say here, Merry Christmas week all. I plan to watch Violent Night, Christmas, Bloody Christmas, Black Christmas today and tomorrow. Dude, that is a hell of a lineup for Christmas horror movies, with one action Christmas movie, that is. So Matt, hopefully you are doing great and hopefully you have a phenomenal time with your Christmas watches. Taco Bell and I aren't on speaking terms since they discontinued the Baja sauce. Well, Leanna, I know we had a conversation about it, and I'm hoping for you in the future that they do bring back the Baja sauce. But don't worry, they do technically have the Baja Blast. So hopefully you could just get a Baja Blast and that's it from Taco Bell. So let's see here. I think that is everybody. So I am officially caught up. It's been 2 hours, like I promised. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this stream and let me know what you all think about Fright Bites Live. Are you excited to keep having this show? Okay, one more question. This is kind of like an encore. One last question. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie or not for you? Evil Alex, it absolutely is a Christmas movie because it's set during the Christmas season. It has hidden Christmas themes to appreciate what you have in your life. Like John McClane has to appreciate the woman that he has for his life. And especially with that one very sad scene, like an emotional scene that is. So I say for me, damn right, Die Hard is indeed a Christmas movie. So with that in mind, guys, thank you all so much for hanging out with me on this Fright Bites Live episode. I am planning to go live next week. I would think Wednesday, but stay tuned to the social medias to know exactly when I will be going live for Fright Bites Live next week. So with that in mind, enjoy the rest of your week. Merry Christmas to everybody. Hopefully everybody gets what they wish for and have a great holiday season. Love you guys. See you all next week. Peace out, everybody. Love you guys.